morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our March 2023 OC HMIS user meeting. Please enter your agency name into the chat so that we can take attendance. The topics we will be covering are the following items: System Performance Measure Report, updated agency list on HMS consent form, release of information, household with children, name data collection, reassigning case managers, sending client information to the HMS help desk, searching up client's record, the data and performance management meeting agenda. We will leave some time for Q&A, and for those who would like to stay on, we will have office hours after the user meeting. HUD requires COC to measure their performance as a system on an annual basis. The following topics are included in this report: safe haven, street outreach, emergency shelter, transitional housing, and supportive housing, permanent housing, including PSH, rapid rehousing, and other PH projects. The current reporting period is October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. We submitted the SPM this February, and both reports are now available on the HMS help desk. The HMS website. Measure 2 looks at the percentage of clients who exit to PH destination and return to homelessness. The chart is OC's score for total returns to homelessness within 2 years, which is 17%. For this current reporting period. This is an increase from 10%, and this is likely due to more data being available in HMIS. Measure 3 directly assess a COC progress towards eliminating homelessness by counting the number of people experiencing homelessness both at a point in time and over a course of year. The goal of this measure is for total counts of people experiencing homelessness to decrease over each year. Orange County is experiencing homelessness at a lower rate compared to San Diego and Los Angeles and Long Beach. However, that we are experiencing a higher rate compared to Riverside and San Bernardino County. Measure 5 allows COC to track and assess whether they are effectively reducing the number of people who become homeless by analyzing the number of people experiencing homelessness for the first time. The goal for this measure is for the number of people experiencing homelessness to, for the first time to decrease each year. New permanent housing opportunities have allowed more clients experiencing homelessness for the first time to be served. There is an increase in clients entering PH for the first time over the past couple years, and there's a correlation with the PH inventory. This past year, there's been an increase in PH inventory, which is most likely due to an increase of emergency housing voucher opportunities. Measure 7 allows the COC to track clients exiting to successful destinations or for those enrolled in permanent housing projects, their ability to maintain permanent housing. In this chart, you'll see that OC, emergency shelter, transitional housing, and rapid rehousing projects are generally more effective at exiting clients to permanent housing than projects across California. So these are a few takeaways from the System Performance Measurement Report. We have the report available on our website, so you guys can take a deeper dive and review the report. Once you review the report, and if you have any questions, feel free to submit a ticket to the HMIS help desk and we can further discuss. So I don't see any questions about the measures that we discussed today, so I'll move forward. Armando?
Hi, good morning, everybody. We wanted to share with everybody the update that the agency list has been updated again on our HMIS consent form. On the slide, you can see a screenshot of the client consent form that the client would sign off on, agreeing to have their data shared in HMIS. On the very last page, we have updated the roster of currently HMIS participating agencies. And this form is available on our website in 3 languages, in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese.
Thank you, Amanda. I don't see any questions, so we'll move forward.
Another update that we wanted to share with everybody was a reminder about how to be collecting the release of information for household members, children household members. This is for households that have children in them. Uploading the release of information as an attached PDF for the head of household will prompt the end user to upload the PDF in Clarity. For households that have minor children in them, we need to continue to make sure that the head of household's attached PDF contains all the minor children's information. So this would be for each minor in the household being included on the exact same attached PDF form that's being uploaded into Clarity. On the screen here, you can see 2 different screenshots. So one for Marge Simpson, which would be the head of household, and her release of information being specified as an attached PDF for the documentation. And then underneath that screenshot, we can see what it would look like for Maggie Simpson, which would be a minor in that same household with Marge, and how the release of information is specified as household being the type. And then on the next slide, we can give you all a reminder of what that form looks like. And these in this image that's on the slide here, we can see where there's room to add the information for up to 4 minor children in the household, their names and their date of birth. And this would all be filled out on the release or the consent form that's being submitted for that head of household. We did make a revision to our knowledge base article that's on our website to make sure this information is specified as such. If you were to look at our knowledge base article, you would see that those updates have been made. If there aren't any other questions, you can feel free to submit a ticket to the desk if there should be any questions that come up regarding how to capture the release of information for any minor children in any of the households.
Thank you, Armando. I don't see any questions, so we'll move forward. Diana?
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to go over the name data collection process. This came up due to an agency that suggested that it would be good to clarify this information for everyone. So during data collection of the client's information in HMIS, transgender clients may have more than one name. So during the data collection for the first name, last name, middle name, and last name, you should enter their legal name so that the profiles aren't duplicated. That's something that we're always working towards, is reducing the amount of duplicated profiles. So with transgender clients, usually they'll want to be called by a different name. And so for that information, you can put that in the alias field that's available on the client profile page. We will be attaching additional information regarding this data collection point in our meeting minutes. Next slide, please. So as you can see, this is from our training site, but it directly mirrors the live site. When you're inputting new client information, you can see down at the bottom that there is a space for an alias and then a space to enter their name. Also, if the client prefers to be called by their alias, You can put in a public note for everyone on their profile, so indicating that they would prefer to be called by their alias. And does anyone have any questions? Doesn't look like there's any questions, Elizabeth. So I think we can move on.
Okay, thank you, Diana. Linda?
Good morning. So we've been getting a good amount of tickets on how to reassign case managers. So we just wanted to go over that process just to make sure everybody understands how to reassign case managers when they need to. So HMIS automatically assigns the user who enrolls the client into the program as the client's case manager. So you can follow these instructions on the knowledge base article linked right here on the slide for more information on how to reassign a client to another user. So for step 1, you're going to search for the client's profile and then select on the edit icon to the left of the client's name. The program name, sorry. And then you can view RKB for more information on how to search for a client's record. That is also linked here on the slide. And then for step 2, you go to the programs tab and then go to the edit icon next to the program by selecting the edit icon right there for the enrollment that you would like to reassign. And then for number 3, so in the program, you will see the selection on the right-hand side of the screen where you'll be able to change the assigned staff once you click on the edit icon. And then a drop-down menu will appear on the list of active staffs that you have in your agency. And then you can also select more than one staff member.
Thank you, Linda. I don't think we have any questions coming in. And thank you, Heather. She shared the KB if you guys want to take a closer look at that KB for the step-by-step on how to reassign case managers. So we'll move forward for now. Linda?
Okay. So I wanted to go over the process when sending in client information to the HMIS help desk. I believe that we've gone over this a few times, but it is still an ongoing issue. So we just wanted to make sure that AAs understand what to do when communicating client information when sending in tickets. So client identifying information, also known as personal protected information, is a category of sensitive information that is associated with an individual person. And this information should be accessed only on a strict need-to-know basis and should be handled and stored with care. This is limited, this includes, but is not limited to last name, first name, date of birth, and social security number. So the client identifying information should never be sent through the HMIS help desk through text or an attached screenshot or any other attached document. If you need to discuss a specific client, please only use the client's HMIS unique identifier. This is really important because agency administrators who repeatedly submit client identifying information to the help desk may be subjected to corrective action. So instead of sending in client information with PPI, you can communicate to us using the direct link to the enrollment so that it could take us directly to their enrollment page, or you can send in the unique ID along with any other information such as program information like the start date of the enrollment, which is located on the profile tab. And that should be it for me.
Thank you, Linda. I'm going to give it just a couple seconds to see if we have any questions. We have a KB regarding sending client information to the HMS help desk, and Heather just included that in the chat. If you guys want to take a deeper dive into that KB, we'll also include this in our slides as well as meeting minutes. I don't see any questions coming in, so we'll move forward. Andrew?
Hey everyone, good morning. We just wanted to provide a friendly reminder that before creating a client record in HMIS, please make sure to search for the client to avoid duplicate profiles. The search bar in HMIS will return any clients that you are searching for by entering the partial first and last names. You can also search by their social security number, date of birth, or any aliases they may go by. And if you do see that the search is returning multiple clients with the same name, we encourage you to submit a ticket for duplicate profiles. Next slide, please. So if you do run into duplicate client profiles, as an agency administrator, we ask you that you submit a support ticket to the HMIS help desk and identify which profile is the primary record. So give us both unique identifiers for the duplicate profiles and then tell us which one to retain. And then for data quality monitoring, we recommend that you run the duplicate clients report on a regular basis to catch these duplicate records. This report is going to return a list of any clients that you're serving who potentially have duplicate records in HMIS. We also recommend that you provide refresher trainings to your team to avoid duplicate profiles from being created in the future. And then we also have a knowledge base article linked in the chat for duplicate client records.
Thank you, Andrew. We'll see. We'll give it a couple seconds in case there's some questions.
This is Carmen. So for identifying duplicate clients and which one should be the dominant, can you give an explanation on how we identify the dominant client, the dominant profile, I'm sorry.
So for the primary profile, when you're comparing two profiles, you would want to identify the profile that has the most accurate client information. So if one profile has more updated, accurate client information, you would then set that one as primary, because during the merge, program and services would be merged between the two profiles, but any profile information will be lost during the merge. So the primary profile should have the client full name, social security, date of birth, ROI, all of that should be complete, and you would identify that as the primary profile.
Okay, great, thank you. Is that the additional information that you just mentioned covered in the KB someplace?
I believe it is included. We will also double check to make sure that that is clarified so that it is clear for the AA and users to determine when reviewing two profiles.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I don't see any other questions coming in, so we'll move forward, but we do have Q&A if you guys have any questions for any topics discussed today. So we'll move forward for now. Andrew?
The Data and Performance Management Committee meeting will be held this Thursday, March 9th at 1:30 p.m. And the agenda for this meeting is we are going to be going over 2023 HMIS planning, as well as the homelessness prevention project performance reports. As always, we're going to be emailing agency administrators with a link to join the Zoom meeting.
Thank you, Andrew. So for those who joined us a little bit later on, if you haven't got a chance, please enter your agency name into the chat box. And we have some time for Q&A if you would like to add a question to the chat or unmute yourself. I don't see any questions coming in for the topics we discussed in the user meeting today. So I just want to say thank you everyone for joining us. We hope to see you at our next user meeting, which is April 5th. And for those who want to stay on, please feel free to stay on for office hours. We do have a question. Would you be able to provide the slides? Yes, we will be sending out a recap of the meeting. So in the recap, the slides would be available in our recap newsletter, as well as it is located on our website